Thank you for joining me. This is a video and slideshow of my bicycle tour in Taiwan. Starting in Taipei, I spent a week photographing architecture and trying all the wonderful food. First order of business was finding a bicycle. I used MathewBike.com. I'll leave a description in the link below. When I cycle, I carried 2 Ortlieb waterproof panniers, a waterproof North Face duffel bag, and a forward Ortlieb waterproof handlebar bag. All of it can be carried at one time, as you can see here. Follow those brown signs with the number 1 on it. That is the cycling Route 1, the Huan-Dao. You'll find them all the way around the country. I did time-lapse on these long stretches where there is not much to see. There was some rain on day 1 on the way to Daxi. Nothing too bad. This is Sanxia, Old Town, midway between Taipei and Daxi. The bridge at Daxi. Things dried up the next day and I hit the coast. Check the wind direction before you leave. You don't want to be facing the same way as those turbines. Many cyclists skip the west coast of Taiwan. I won't blame you if you do. It is highly industrialized from Hsinchu to Kaohsiung. Expect 3 days of flat but gritty riding. Good news is that the roads are perfectly maintained and there are some interesting architectural oddities to see. These are Suzuki carries made up to look like VW buses. This is Digu Cafe, where the owner gave me a chilled beaker to try the pour-over coffee both hot and cold. It was delicious and he was very kind. He also told me to check out the Chimay Museum right down the street in Tainan. It stood in contrast to its surroundings. Huge factory there. It's like a refinery, a gas refinery. Taoist temples are everywhere. You'll see the dragons on the rooftops. .7-Elevens are also everywhere. The junk food is good, and the internet is often free. This is the rest of the way to Kaohsiung. I stay an additional day in Kaohsiung to check out the art scene, the architecture, and to rest and recuperate. Nice shed there. Many of the bike paths here were first class. Leaving Kaohsiung, the mountains close into the sea. The Shouka climb should be first thing tomorrow. It's a 500-meter climb over 20 kilometers. This is not a concern for an intermediate cyclist. This group all work together. They climb the Shouka as a team-building exercise. The Shouka service stop. This is the highest point on the climb. The downhill lasted almost 30 minutes. Within a few kilometers, it opens up to the sea. These concrete barriers are here to protect against erosion and possible military invasion. Some other interesting buildings there. I camped here on the ocean side one night, just before reaching Taitung. This is the bike path exiting Taitung. Custard apples grow in this region. Heading northwards and inland from Taitung, you approach the East Rift Valley, which is full of rice fields and small canals. It's a scenic area. Traffic is much lighter in general on the east side of Taiwan. Hi, hello. This is the Mr. Brown Scenic Area. It was made famous by a coffee commercial. Bring your camera. As you approach Yuli, these decorative bicycles line the streets and mountains on either side. That's a fried squid. rice fields continue, and planted forests line the streets northward on the way to Hualien. Manicured trees as well. Hualien had a lively night market. It's the departure point for Taroko Gorge. That's brown sugar bubble tea. This was the tropical bike path leaving Hualien to the coast. Beautiful flowers there. This was the most people I'd seen on the beach in Taiwan. The entrance to Taroko Gorge. The lanes are tight, but cyclists are common. Tunnels are never fun. I thought I would be in and out of Taroko Gorge in a day, but it keeps going and going. Careful with the buses. It was getting dark and I was prepared to wild camp, but luckily there was a campground, and it was free. I saw a monkey there in the morning. There's his butt. One riding a bike too. I would say don't start with Taroko Gorge because nothing else in the country compares. North of there, things got complicated. Notice the sign there on the right. I considered making the journey anyway against the counsel of my guide. Screw that. I took the train. It was a good decision to turn back and take the train, because you're basically riding on a cliff down that mountain range you see, with no shoulder, and later that day, it began to rain. At the other end of the train is Jiaoxi, which is a spa town. I stayed an additional day. Those fish eat the dead skin off your legs, by the way. So one last big climb before the final descent into Taipei. Hairpin turns in the works. Along with the tea, Taiwan is a coffee heaven. Back to Taipei. That mural is all tile mosaic. The tour totaled right near 1,000 kilometers. 11 days on the bicycle, 14 days gone from Taipei. I had rented the bike for 3 weeks, which was plenty of time. You'll need an extra week to explore Taipei by itself. It has a wonderful system of bike paths. One of the many scooter waterfalls, they call it.